built my confidence, laughed at my failures, said I'd never recover. They thought pain would become my grave. They forgot pain built me. Yeah. I spent nights talking to ceilings that never reply, fighting wars in my head while pretending I'm fine. Every smile was a mask that I mastered with time. Every I'm okay became another beautiful lie. They judged every chapter without reading the pages, turned my wounds into jokes while I battled the stages. I carried my family while breaking in cages, still thanking God daily despite all the changes. I watched loyalty disappear over money and fame. People switch like the weather but still knew my name. Funny how they remember you after the flame when they never stood beside you inside of the rain. Every scar is a lesson engraved in my skin. Every loss taught me how real victories begin. And surviving is losing, and tell me who wins, cause I crawled through the darkness and still chose to live. They wanted my soul, they prayed I'd surrender, but pressure creates diamonds, and mine shines forever. Pain couldn't kill my purpose, no, it only made me dangerous. Every tear became another reason not to quit. Every setback turned into another staircase. Every betrayal taught me where strength really lives. You can break my body, but you never break my spirit. Pain couldn't kill my purpose, no, because purpose never dies. Yeah, I've been counted out more times than I can remember. Walked through winters that lasted longer than December. Lost people I loved, lost faith in myself. Still found enough courage to rebuild my health. You don't know the cost of pretending you're strong when your heart gave up, but your mouth sings along when your soul feels empty. But life keeps moving and everyone expects another perfect performance. I was choking off silence, drowning in pride, fighting myself while the world picked a side. The mirror reflected somebody I feared until I looked deeper and God was still here. They called me broken, God called me chosen. That's the difference. Couldn't kill my purpose, it sharpened my vision. The devil threw stones, God built foundations. Every closed door opened another mission. If you survive your darkest night, you're already proof miracles still happen. Don't mistake my kindness for weakness. I survived storms that'll leave most speechless. Built from pressure, forged by fire. Every setback only took me higher. You wanted revenge, I wanted growth. You chased attention, I protected hope. You laughed while I bled, now watch me rise. Success is louder than thousands of lies. I don't flex money, I flex survival. My greatest weapon was never my title. It was waking up after wanting to quit, still choosing face, still refusing to sit. Pressure created this animal, pain became fuel, fear became optional. I stopped asking life to be fair and started becoming unstoppable. Maybe nobody clapped when you survived. Maybe nobody noticed you kept fighting. Maybe nobody knows how close you came to giving up, but heaven knows, and that's enough. Listen, I didn't come this far to bow to fear. I didn't survive betrayal just to trust defeat. I didn't fight depression to lose to opinions. I didn't pray through every sleepless night to quit one step before purpose. The same pain that tried to destroy me built discipline, built wisdom, built patience, built faith. Every rejection redirected me. Every failure prepared me. Every tear wanted something success couldn't. So when they ask, how did you survive? Tell them, pain introduced me to the strongest version of myself. Couldn't kill my purpose, because God already decided my story. I remember praying with tears on the floor, asking God why every blessing looked like another war. Every closed door made me question my worth, but pressure don't destroy diamonds, it reveals what they're worth. I was feeding everybody while starving inside, smiling for the cameras, then crying on drives. They only celebrate victories, never the climb, never the nights when your own thoughts become crimes. I stopped looking for heroes, I became one, because pain teaches lessons success never does. If life is a battlefield, then I've already won, cause I'm still standing here when they expected me gone. Tell me why they love you when you're losing your mind. Tell Listen, I know your pain because I've worn it. I've carried shame like chains around my ankles. I've smiled while dying inside. But if my voice reaches one broken soul, then every scar was worth surviving. Yeah. Every heartbeat sounds like another countdown. Every fake smile feels like another breakdown. People love talking, they never stay around. Funny how silence is the loudest sound. I built these dreams with bleeding hands, while they built opinions from comfortable stands. I walk through valleys they don't understand. Faith was the only thing holding my plans. I was never lucky, I was just relentless. Turned broken pieces into something endless. Pain became my gym, now my soul's tremendous. You call me damaged, fearless. You ever feel like nobody notices your fight? Like you're screaming underwater every single night? Like your own reflection says you'll never get it right? Yeah, I've lived that life. I begged for answers, received more storms. Lost my direction, found who I was. Sometimes God breaks what we worship to remind us who deserves our trust. So if you're listening, don't give up now. The chapter hurts, but it isn't the ending. Mountains don't move because people complain, they move because somebody keeps believing. Yeah, because somebody keeps believing. Yeah. Look at me now, I'm not a product of comfort, I'm the result of every sleepless night. Every panic attack, every betrayal, every rejection, every unanswered prayer that taught me patience instead of pride. Pain thought it could own me, fear thought it could control me, and failure thought it could define me. But God had the final word, so let the critics laugh, let the doubters speak. Let the world underestimate me, because every time life knocked me down, it accidentally taught me how to get back. They said pressure crushes people, maybe that's true, but pressure introduced me to a version of me they never knew. I learned that broken hearts still know how to beat, that tired legs can still move their feet. Every time life buried me, I dug my own way out. I stopped asking for miracles and became one through doubt. I don't wear these scars for sympathy, they're proof I refuse to quit. Pain knocked me to my knees, faith taught me how to stand with it. Whoa, and everyone left, when everyone left. Nobody answered when I needed help. I became my own emergency call. The same people who watched me fall now wonder how I stand so tall. I ate rejection for breakfast, failure for dinner, and every sleepless night turned another loser into a winner. You saw broken pieces, God saw a masterpiece. That's why my darkest chapter never became my last release. The loudest battle was never outside, it was convincing myself I deserved another sunrise. Some mornings, breathing felt heavier than mountains. Hope looked farther away than every dream I counted. Still I tied my shoes, faced another day, not because I wasn't scared, because quitting wasn't my way. I stopped asking why, I stopped asking why me? Started asking what is this pain preparing me for? That's when every setback started looking like training. Every closed door started looking like protection. Every delay started sounding like God's direction. Now I don't fear the storm, I be coming. They create a monster. They laughed when I was invisible, ignored every sacrifice, questioned every decision, mocked every dream, then got surprised when pain built a monster that discipline could control. See, anger destroys people, purpose directs it. Now everything they threw at me pushes me forward. Rock bottom wasn't punishment, it was construction. Everything comfortable disappeared, so greatness finally had room. I lost money, lost people, lost confidence, lost sleep, but I never lost the reason God kept waking me up. You can't threaten someone who already survived their worst day. You can't intimidate someone who's already faced themselves. I know what fear tastes like, I know what loneliness sounds like, I know what hopelessness feels like. That's exactly why nothing outside me can destroy what's inside me. I never quit. Every time my heart whispered give up, my soul screamed one more step. Every time anxiety locked every door, faith found another window. Every time darkness said it's over, purpose replied, I'm just getting started. The man in the mirror, the man in the mirror used to look defeated, now he looks determined. Not because life became easier, because he finally realized nobody else was coming to save him. So he became his own rescue through God, through grit, through growth. I owe my pain. People ask me how I became this strong. Truth is, strength wasn't a gift, you was expensive. I paid with sleepless nights, with betrayal, with disappointment, with tears nobody witnessed. So if pain wants credit, fine, because without it, I never know how powerful purpose could become. The rain never asked if I was ready, the storm never cared how tired I felt. Life kept swinging, I kept standing, not because I couldn't fall, cause every fall taught me how to rise quicker. Now every scar reads like scripture, a reminder that survival is louder than suffering. If you're hearing this and you're hanging on by the smallest thread, don't let pain convince you that your story is over. The darkest chapters always make the strongest endings. You weren't created to stay broken, you were created to prove that pain can wound. They only see the stage, they never saw the floor. Never heard me ask God, what am I breathing for? Never watched me shake while my heart went numb, trying to smile through battles that I couldn't outrun. Everybody loves the highlight, nobody loves the grind. Nobody sees the prison that exists inside your mind. I was breaking every day with a smile on my face, running from my past while I'm losing the race. Then I realized the race was never against them, it was always against the man who doubted himself. I bled in silence because pain is no sound. You can drown in a crowd and still never be found. I learned that applause disappears overnight, but character is built when you continue to fight. I stopped needing validation from strangers online, cause lights don't heal scars and fame can't rewind. I'd rather lose followers speaking what's true than gain the whole world while becoming untrue. So if honesty cost me, take the payment. Truth built everything that pretending couldn't.
My enemy had my name.
The greatest betrayal wasn't people, it was me. Every excuse I believed, every dream I delayed, every opportunity fear stowed away. I kept blaming the world while ignoring the mirror, until one day I looked into my own eyes and realized the man blocking my future had my face. That's the day everything changed. Motivation left me years ago, discipline stayed. Feelings told me quit, discipline said move. Fear said
You're not enough.
discipline answered keep working. Now every morning I wake up knowing the strongest version of me is built on days I didn't feel like showing up. The devil whispered,
You'll never recover.
God whispered,
Watch what I do.
fear whispered,
You're too broken.
face whispered.
I make all things new.
I had to choose which voice deserved my attention, because the loudest voice isn't always the truth. Sometimes the quietest promise changes your entire life. Purpose has a price, it costs comfort, it costs sleep, it costs relationships, it costs people who only love the version of you that never grew. Everybody wants greatness until greatness asks for everything. I paid and I pay again. When I hit rock bottom, 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 ringer goose me to things success never could. Gratitude, patience, humility, faith. I stopped praying for an easier road. I started praying for stronger legs, because mountains don't disappear, you become the person who can climb them. This comeback wasn't built in the gym, it was built on hospital nights, on empty bank accounts, on unanswered prayers, on broken trust, on anxiety attacks, on mornings I wanted to disappear. That's why nobody can take it from me. They weren't there when it was being built.
I don't fear failure.
Failure knows my name, we've met too many times. I've tasted defeat more than victory. I watch doors slam in my face. I've heard no until it sounded normal, but every rejection made my skin thicker. Every setback made my faith deeper. Failure stopped being my ending the day I made it my teacher. Pain changed the way I speak. I don't complain anymore. I build, I don't beg anymore. I believe, I don't chase approval. I chase purpose. fades, but a life lived for something bigger than yourself
Echoes forever.
I thought God was ignoring me. Turns out He was rebuilding me. Brick by brick, scar by scar, prayer by prayer, tear by tear. He wasn't taking things away. He was making room for the man I was always supposed to become. Now I understand. Sometimes destruction is just another word for preparation. My purpose was pain at the final word. I wouldn't be here if betrayal had the final word. I would've stopped trusting if fear had the final word. I'd still be hiding if failure had the final word. I'd never stand again, but purpose. Purpose kept calling my name, louder than depression, louder than anxiety, louder than every lie I ever believed. And that's why, no matter how many times life tries to bury me, I'll keep rising. Because pain couldn't kill my purpose, it only revealed it.